Hello everybody, it's TannerFishies here, back again with a new Ninjago video here on the channel. In today's video we are going to be discussing one of the biggest controversies in Ninjago history and why the transition to that big controversy might not have been as smooth as we were initially told. I'm of course talking about the ninja's infamous design changes going from Season 7 into Season 8 Sons of Garmadon. I'm sure a lot of you guys remember how this went down. Basically, as soon as the Ninjago movie came out, there was a big riot over the ninja's designs in that particular film. A lot of already existing Ninjago fans did not appreciate that the movie was changing the designs of the ninja that we had known for years at that point, but we all sort of settled down once we realized that it's probably going to be just for the movie alone, and it probably would not affect the TV show. Well, it started to affect the TV show, and that's where a lot of people started to have more issue. I remember the day very vividly. It was early evening, and we were just getting a whole bunch of news from 2017 San Diego Comic-Con, and of course Ninjago had a panel during that event. During that event, the first couple of minutes of Season 8 Sons of Garmadon was shown off to the public, much to a very mixed reaction from the Ninjago fanbase, because Lloyd appeared in that trailer and he was different. He looked exactly like his Ninjago movie counterpart, and as such the Ninjago community lost their minds. We were then told that these design changes to the show were basically done so that the Ninjago movie fans would have an easier time transitioning to the actual TV show, which was a very strange explanation, but eventually a lot of us just kind of accepted it. I know I personally was very on board with that decision, not so much in support of it, more so in understanding. I understood why the show was doing what it was doing, and I understood why the Ninjago team would want to do that. Well, come to find out, it may not have been that smooth of a transition after all. I was doing research for a different video when I came across a very peculiar tweet from Tommy Andreasen, dated in 2020. So this is kind of an older tweet at this point. This isn't really a new thing, but it's my first time seeing it, so I wanted to show you guys and give my thoughts on that. The tweet itself is essentially replying to a person asking about the design changes, what the process was. You guys get it. In response, Tommy Andreasen replied with this: "I do anything I can to ensure that the show will continue in a way I myself can accept. Sometimes that means rolling with the punches and implementing requests, which I may not myself completely agree with and will cause debate." So basically what he's saying here is that Tommy Andreasen was not the sole decision maker in changing the ninja's designs. He's implying that the Ninjago design change that happened during Season 8 was a result of a more higher level decision, and he of course just kind of accepted it and moved on from there. I have found other tweets as well over time basically saying that if the show had not made this decision to basically change the ninja's designs, then the show would have ended right then and there, which I honestly find a lot of doubt in. This tweet from Tommy Andreasen makes it seem like Ninjago may have not actually continued if the decision was ultimately declined, which, like I said, I doubt it could even have been declined. Ninjago was going to continue with this decision no matter who declined or who argued against it. That decision was already set in stone, probably by higher-ups at LEGO. That would make the most amount of sense to me. It doesn't really seem like it was even an option to oppose this change. It was just going to happen entirely, and we just needed to sit back and accept it. On a corporate level decision, I could basically see, like I said, where Ninjago was coming from or where LEGO was coming from to implement these design changes. They wanted fans of the Ninjago movie to transition better into the TV show, and as such they decided to change the show entirely to look more like the Ninjago movie, to make it more appealing for Ninjago movie fans who had not yet heard of the Ninjago TV series, which is kind of difficult and hard to comprehend, honestly. In theory, though, it does make a fair bit of sense. The Ninjago movie comes out, it's very successful, and we have a whole bunch of new Ninjago fans ready to support our products. What we do then is we change the already existing Ninjago formula to make it feel more like what drew in more fans. That way more fans transition from the Ninjago movie to the TV show, and as such Ninjago sales would theoretically increase. Unfortunately, the Ninjago movie came out and promptly bombed everywhere, almost in every category. The majority of the Ninjago community really did not like the movie all that much, simply because it was too different from the source material. A lot of film critics did not care for the movie, as the movie scored really lowly on websites like Rotten Tomatoes and other rating systems, and box office wise it did not make a lot of money by any means. The Ninjago movie found it very difficult to find its footing, but of course that did not stop the decision that was already made. The Ninjago TV show would still very much take influence from the movie in terms of character designs and basically the overall look and feel of the entire show. All of that was still going to happen regardless of how the movie turned out. I feel like LEGO was banking a lot on the Ninjago movie and basically assuming that it was going to do very well, while it ultimately did not do well at all. And in response, the Ninjago TV show continued to be changed in order to more look like the Ninjago movie. Tommy Andreasen has basically been on record to say that the staff of the TV show worked with the new designs to implement them as smoothly as humanly possible into the already existing Ninjago canon. The designs were modified ever so slightly to fit the already established designs, you know, from the pilots onwards that we were so used to seeing, and there really wasn't anything else that they could have done to make it any better. Sons of Garmadon came out and was actually pretty good, all things considered. The writing was very strong, and it very much felt like old Ninjago, but with a slight revamp, which I feel like is the best case scenario. A lot of people have come to really enjoy Ninjago Season 8, but a lot of people still do not like the new designs to this day. Most of us have gotten used to it. A lot of us really enjoy the new designs. I myself think that for the most part, the new movie redesigns for the Ninja are very much superior to the older designs that we've been getting for years at that point. But the question still remained, and has still remained to this day. Is there any chance of the TV show bringing back the older designs? In my opinion, there is not. With the decision described by Tommy Andreasen being made from a higher up at LEGO, or at least a larger corporate decision being made here, I don't feel like they're going to be going back to the older designs anytime soon, and I would highly doubt that Ninjago will ever use those older designs again. Maybe in terms of flashbacks, of course, but we're never going to see them actually come in again and be the main designs for the Ninja. At least that's just my opinion. If Ninjago does decide to do that, it would be very strange, and I would feel like Ninjago would be taking out a big aspect of what makes their show so popular nowadays. That, of course, being the idea that these ninja are now individual recognizable characters. They no longer reuse a lot of existing elements from previous LEGO themes. They themselves have created their own identity through the movie designs. All of the ninja are very unique and independent from each other, and have unique silhouettes when you compare them to any other LEGO theme's primary characters. The Ninjago ninja have become their own central focus at this point, so changing the designs again to bring back the older designs would probably not be ideal. If anything, at some point during Ninjago's timeline in the future, they could change the designs again, but they would not change them back to the older designs, if that makes sense. If we do get a new design change in the future, it would most likely be a step forward rather than a step back. To answer the question of this video, was the Ninjago staff forced to use these new designs? In my opinion, kind of. From what it sounds, the Ninjago staff was essentially told by LEGO, hey, if you don't make this change, well, we're just going to do it regardless, so you might as well agree to it and then we can all move on and actually work on this project. Which isn't really the most hostile situation ever, though it does sound rather uncomfortable. And the tweets from Tommy Andreasen just kind of make it seem like the Ninjago staff just had to work with it and there really wasn't any way around it. So I wouldn't really use the word forced necessarily, maybe just strongly encouraged is the right word to use here. But of course, that's just my thoughts on all of this. I really thought that this was interesting. Like I said, I was doing research for a different video and came across all this kind of stuff. And in my opinion, this is probably one of the biggest decisions that Ninjago has ever made. And this is probably one of the most controversial things in the entirety of Ninjago's history. So let me know down below in the comments what you think about this, you guys. Tell me what you thought of the video and let me know what you think about some of the Tommy Andreasen tweets. Do you think it sounds like the Ninjago staff was forced to go along with this decision by LEGO? What do you think about this situation overall? Do you enjoy the new designs, or have you been hating them for the past several years they've been in the show? Leave all your thoughts down below in the comments, you guys, and hopefully you enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, and check out the links down below in the description from other forms of social media. As always, big shout out goes out to my Patreon supporters, including once again the marvelous Jan. Thank you guys so much for checking out this video once again. My name is TannerFishies, and with that I bid you farewell.